Well, it was back in 1993 or 94. I'm not sure of the year. It was in Shivam in Hyderabad. I was asked to play a short 30-minute concert accompanied by Yella Venkateshwar Rao Garu on the Mridangam. I still remember the crowd was so big. We had to literally wade through, and we were slightly delayed, and Bhagavan was seated right next to the dais, and I started playing. And in 20 minutes, the concert had to be closed, and then we met Bhagavan for a couple of minutes, and he concluded it with an aarti and left. But he said some wonderful things to my father, because first of all, I was quite young then, though I was well into my career. But then my father had an opportunity to speak to him, and he said a few sentences and before he left. It was a great experience, absolutely. It's still fresh in my memory. And during the concert, he was meeting with his devotees, and I saw him just giving a slate to somebody, just creating and writing, the basic letters on it. So it was, you can say shocking in a pleasant way, because you would not have seen somebody of this magnitude, and it was, of course, great. Prashanthi Nilayam is altogether a different experience. You can't compare that. First of all, the sheer number of it, and people being so harmonious, affectionate, and with such amount of discipline. And also Prashanthi Nilayam, the audience over the years have been nurtured very well. They have been exposed to a lot of music, Baba's bhajans, and you have a music school which inculcates a lot of music into the young minds. So you can't really compare that audience to everywhere in the world. Considering all that, Prashanthi Nilayam is definitely a very special place, because it's a point where I think the minds of people, spirituality and music come together.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you performed in Prashanthi Nilayam, the 89th birthday or the 91st birthday, we'll come to the 90th birthday, you played Bhagwan's bhajan and everyone connected, and it was, the whole crowd was with you, they were one with you.
It was, in fact, to tell you honestly, that was the first ever time I played Bhagwan's bhajans. Though, see, not often. See, we are handicapped in certain ways. Being instrumentalists, we can't portray the lyrics. So these bhajans can only appeal to those who know of it.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, there are such wonderful bhajans. Even when I hear your own students sing there, I wonder often why these bhajans have not made their way into the classical repertoire. So, my Mridangam artist then had suggested me to play this bhajan which I felt was good in Raga Darbari.
Yes.
So, obviously, it was one of the famous bhajans of
Swami himself.
Swami himself, yeah. In fact, that was the recording I had referred to.
Yes. Wow.
While learning it. So, it was an awesome moment. It was a massive effort, and full credit goes to the composer and the trust in Mr. Srinivasan and all these people who are involved in putting together such a vision, first of all, to bring in 130 people and the whole process of who is going to be part of it and who is going to compose and what are the ideas. So I think the main person there was the person who composed the music, because he had to visualize a lot of things, keeping in mind the instruments and the soloists that were going to play and the instruments that were going to be part of it. It was beautifully done. It was absolutely beautifully done. Most of the symphony orchestras, if you see in the world, performs in an absolute dead silent room which is made for music and without microphone. That's when you can hear the natural tones. But given the constraints or whatever little small constraints with the sound, it was a fantastic experience. Absolutely great experience. I mean, it also brought something to the fore that is, we work selflessly. And in that environment, who is great, who is important, who is unimportant, nothing matters. You're there to do a job and everybody is equal. So that's what it kind of conveyed to me as you see those musicians who selflessly came all over from Europe, and no matter how many times they had to rehearse, and they did it, and that's what matters. At the end, it was a purpose that was so beautifully accomplished. As my experience was, as a performer, such a beautiful venue with thousands of people who only had love in their minds for these musicians who delivered this piece of music. For us, it was coming together of a great piece of work.
Yes.
And presenting it in front of his.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
That is, I think, my takeaway from it.
Yes.
Coming to Puttaparthi is always the love of people and the environment, I think, is what brings you back. Because whenever we come, we don't expect money or we don't expect anything. It's not that what brings us back. It's mostly the love of people and the beautiful environment and the vibration of the place and all these. Certainly one has to give it to him that he has brought in so many souls together. I think that's the greatest of all the things that have happened. So when I said harmonious in the beginning, I in fact meant this also, where people from diverse walk of life come together, not expecting anything from each other, and just putting their efforts in everything running so beautifully. So I often think, whenever I've been in that guest house in Puttaparthi, that what amazes me is lakhs of people go, keep walking in front of the... But when you stay in the guest house, there's not a bit of a sound from outside. I mean, that to me is so harmonious, so quiet. I mean, that explains a lot of things, how people function within the ashram.